This is Sissy and Sassy, another set of twins. This is another one of the little girls that, something unusual about her is she's got sculptured feet and legs, and little toes, and little high heels that you buy at a children's store. They were Peggy's. You see those little toes sculptured, like their fingers. You don't have to go to all that trouble, but it's nice. And just a little lipstick, and a little red mouth on the inside, and a wig with stuffing underneath there, and a little hat. These little matching dresses that I bought so that to tell the contrast. This was one of my purses I just wasn't using anymore. I tied it in the back so it wouldn't be too long for her. And her sister had to make a counter character. Took the same dress. They were brand new dresses, so this is tough. But I got junk and dirt. Took it out, put chocolate pudding, all kinds of things all over. Wiped my hands on it. I've got one of those little fake thumbs that you can buy at Halloween time. Looks like she hit her hammer on her thumb. It swelled up. We made this cast out of plaster of Paris, and just like the regular way you'd make a cast, plaster of Paris and gauze, and then signed all the different puppets' names on the cast, and tied up part of the dress so she'd look like she got blue jeans on underneath and tennis shoes, and she's got a bag that says sassy stuff, and there's worms and snakes and frogs coming out. She's got another wig on, but this is more of a straggly one. She also has a baseball cap on, and she has a black eye and a Band-Aid on her chin. This is another one where it's red on the inside. It hasn't been glued across, but rather sewed underneath here, tucked under and glued and sewed. Another Band-Aid up here on her forehead. So you can see the opposite characters of the two twins. We've got another set of twins now that are just alike, Holly Hobby and Dolly Hobby, that I'll show you. Now Holly and Dolly Hobby turned out remarkably like twins. They look a lot alike. I tell them apart because this one has a pin on that says Holly Hobby on it, and this one doesn't. I made these dresses. Oh, my girls. The girls used to wear. One of the girls used to wear one. So they must be, nearly 20 years old. The quilting stays a long time. And I made them with when you make a dress, make sure you make it with a little piece interfacing that'll tuck into the foam. And I remember a friend made these little aprons for me. The same. She's got yellow fake fur. She doesn't even have it. Only since she has the hat on, it's only a strip right along there. And the palette and the black throat that you can look down. There's no white behind her eyes, but there's eyelashes there and a little sculptured nose. They're both alike. So I'll just show you one. This is Peggy, named after my own daughter, Peggy, who's such a dear. And she and I have dresses that are matching, that we sing, Grandpa, Tell Me About the Good Old Days, in this dress. The flower in her hair. This is a wig that I got at the same time I got Scarlett's wig from that same company. And I have it just pinned on so that I can take it off. I've got a little ponytail back here of the excess hair because it's an adult wig. And white behind her. The more beautiful you want them to be, put white behind the brown animal eye. And she's got blush here, and a little tiny rosebud mouth. And she doesn't have the red in her mouth. She has the nylon. And the legs and the little white patent leather shoes. Now Peggy also, I've got a costume that I got in somewhere, so she could be a pom-pom girl. And my Peggy really is a cheerleader. She has been a cheerleader in high school and at Alma College too. So we've rigged up cheerleading costumes for her to be a cheerleader with. Now her boyfriend, Chad, has a boy's wig. He has a tuxedo on here. The tuxedo that we made. not as nice as the one that we bought with dark shoes. Sometimes I take the head off of him and put you're going to see at another time the puppet production heads that we use with this body, the ones that are the heart and the liver and the stomach. And he has white behind his eyes too, and a sculptured nose, and sculptured ears. I have a hat for him. There's two here, one for me and one for him. And if he wants to get really dressed up, we put white gloves on him, and they can sing all kinds of Broadway songs. And we made this little railroad engineer cap back in the days before I found them all over the place, and made these little overalls. We talk about props later on, but props are really important. Here's a little jacket to make him look more natural, and he's got little boot-type shoes that I found somewhere. A lot of times I pin their legs together in the back because then the legs don't go helter-skelter every way. He looks like a little guy. He has a little red mouth on the inside, and he's kind of a little innocent look about them. After you get the puppet done, a lot of times you can make a head like this and then decide what puppets they look like after you get done with it. Let's see Chief Runamuck and his wife, Minnie Happy Returns. I really like Chief Runamuck a lot. He's got this great big face. You have to have a really close-up on that face. That is a good sculptured face. It's a big face. He has big, a lot of cotton right there in his lips. Look at it sideways. And a dimple right here, and then lines here and here. Bushy eyebrows. Now I made these, I said that both of it have Indians have braids out of real fake fur. You can buy, there's catalogs where you can buy Indian wigs, but remember the 3 strips together and then you braid them with spray net. There's fake fur here. Now I bought this a long time ago, 15 years ago, at an Indian reservation, this hand-sewn headband. I made this costume for the girls when they were little. Look in your patterns, the patterns in your stores, and you could just put on trim. It's got bells on him for something that I found at a yard sale, and beads, and little moccasins. And I sewed him into this sitting position. He's on him in a sitting position, and across his arms and pinned them together like that. You just have to have patience. Monkey, sit it around and look. I used to hate housework, but I sit my puppets around and I look at them and decide what should I do, what voices would they have, and what characteristics should I make in them. And it's been very rewarding through the years. He has a belt, an Indian belt. Now his wife came later. I wanted her to be really ugly. And then his baby on the back, little runny nose. And Minnie Happy Returns. It's got a great big nose, and I put wires in her hair so, like Pippi Longstocking, that her braids could stick up. I can put them down too. Then I've got the little braid accessories that you can buy. In the Indian craft stores, the Indian headband that's beaded. Said she's got big nose. Don't put it, if you want it to look uglier, don't put any white behind the eyes. She has 2 little teeth here, and they are made out of little beads, sewn on, little beads, but they look really good like teeth. They wouldn't be good for a beautiful girl, but they are for when you want to be ugly. There's a dimple right here, and right here, and eyelids. Her sewing goes right across the head, and then the wig can cover that up. Now her clothes, I made this dress again years and years ago. They last and last. And she's got 2 beads, and then I put Indian trim along there. She has Indian moccasins on. And I don't remember where we got this little papoose. We stuck that on the back, then I have to move it to the side when I want to put my hand in her head. Well, we have a lot more puppets that we're making, but they're going to be on a different tape. And you want to see the other ones, because they're the ones that I'm putting together as I go along. It's been very nice to be here with you today, and I hope you've enjoyed this characterization of puppets and ventriloquist figures, because I've enjoyed being here with you, and I hope you've learned something.